Hello everyone, and welcome to another royal reading here at MadWorldTarot. It's a Sunday evening. I'm doing this reading quite late. I've had a long day out catching up with old friends. Lovely day, but I'm back at the tarot table. And basically we're having a movie night tonight, courtesy of Netflix. Well, courtesy of the Parkles and their desperate drive to find some content for Netflix. And the first topic that we're looking at today is John Travolta and this story that came out that the Parkles have got a new friend in town, and that would be John Travolta. They were seen socializing at an Archewell party at the Polo Lounge, and they all got on extremely well. That's the first story that came out. Proceeded to tell you exactly how much a salad costs at the Polo Lounge. Very tacky, very trashy, but there it was. Then Neil Sean came along and said, oh no, they're not friends. They met once, and basically it was the conversation was about the dance, the famous dance at the White House when John Travolta danced with Princess Diana. She looked absolutely sensational in that beautiful black dress. And Harry really wanted to know about that because he's doing a documentary on Princess Diana and her celebrity friends to talk about scraping the bottom of the barrel. And then out came an article in page 6, which said, a source says the Sussexes met John Travolta once at the Polo Lounge in LA in January. And that was for the release party for Spare. So they met once, and it was nothing more than that. So very clear and very quick indication from the Travolta camp that they are not friends. They only met once. They did not get on well, and really shut the Parkle PR machine down very quickly. Ouch. So I have the Tarot of Curious Creatures on the tarot table for this reading, because I think we are dealing with quite a curious creature when it comes to John Travolta. And I'm going to have a little look and see what was the vibe at that meeting? What was it really about? How John Travolta feels about Harry and Meghan, and how quickly he shut them down and why. And what they were hoping for by releasing the story, because obviously the first news about how they all got on so well at this ridiculously expensive place, the Polo Lounge, and this is their new friend in town. What were they hoping for? Are they doing a documentary on Diana for Netflix? And then outcome, how humiliating is this that the story got shut down so quickly and so directly, clearly from John Travolta's camp. We can throw in an allegedly. And will this documentary ever see the light of day? This is obviously Harry's frantic attempt to get content for Netflix before the deal goes south, and utilize his mother's memory yet again. And so that's what we're looking at here today. It must all be pretty harrowing if you're a Parkle or a Harkle at the moment. Of course, the Beckhams have just told all to Tom Bower about how they fell out with Harry and Meghan. All Meghan's doing really, but Harry was only so happy to go along with her and really drop a friend who was quite willing to fly around the world to support his charity. Dreadful story. We'll look at it at some stage. But bad news on the Beckham front, which the Parkles seemingly were trying to shut down with this John Travolta story, and then he shut the story down. So good for him. Well done. And let's see what the Tarot of Curious Creatures want to tell us about this. We got the Emperor. Now, if that isn't John Travolta, then I don't know who is. In his 90s heyday, Pulp Fiction kind of a vibe there. So there we are. We're dealing with an emperor. We're dealing with a really big deal in Hollywood, John Travolta. And very, very influential, fantastic, what's the word? Catalogue seems the wrong word. But filmography to his name, immensely talented, been through it himself, all kinds of stories around him. Of course, a famous science apologist. Hopefully the gap in that word will please the machine that scrutinizes everything we upload here on YouTube. But there he is, Big Cheese, much more famous than a prince, a balding prince, and his third-rate cable television actress wife. There it is, and I forgot to tell you that, of course, this is tarot for entertainment or for fun, kicks and giggles, just opinion, just speculation, and of course, disclaimer in the box below. Let's see what we're dealing with as a story. We're dealing with the Three of Pentacles in reverse. Fat chance with this card in the reverse of them ever collaborating on anything. It's the card of teamwork and cooperation and putting your heads together and working hard on a project. Oh no, not at all. John Travolta might have been polite and might have told Harry an anecdote or two about dancing with his mother decades ago. What can he remember about that? Possibly not much, I would imagine. But there it is. Nope, nope, nope. Not going to be a long-term relationship with, not with that card. The Emperor has told us no. But let's see. What was the vibe at that gathering, the meeting? Two of Cups, yeah, friendly. It was. Harry and Meghan on their best behaviour and schmoozing with everyone. Two of Cups is about partnerships and alliances, and so they might have felt that there was something there that they could use. Oh, here's someone who's been nice to us, and apparently he's just a genuinely nice guy. And here's a new partner who we can exploit, we can use. There they are in their matching outfit. Parkles and poor John Travolta. As I say, I'm getting the vibe that he's just a nice guy. He was friendly. They completely misinterpreted the situation. But let's see, what was the purpose of this get together? Was it business? Was it socializing? This is telling me socializing, but I just wanted to check, get extra info from here. Six of Pentacles is distributing largesse, is you scratch my back, I scratch yours kind of a vibe. That typical Hollywood thing. I show up at this thing for you, and then you show up at that thing for me, and we all are happy. It's charitable, that's Archewell. And of course, Spare, some of the proceeds of Spare was supposed to be donated to charity. Cough, cough. I don't think anyone has ever seen any sign of that. I could be wrong, and if I am wrong, I apologize to Prince Harry. But it was a charitable event. It was a social event. It was you've got to show up and show your face. Organized probably by PR people, agents, that kind of thing. Deals made and agreements. Yes, I'll do this for your client, you do this for my client. That kind of a vibe. It was certainly not a business meeting, and it certainly wasn't a friendship that was forming there. John Travolta, how does he feel about Harry and Meghan? How does he view them? Judgment in reverse, go away. Judgment is coming around again when it's upright, a second coming, or when it's in reverse. No, don't waste your time. Don't come here. I'm not interested. Once, very clearly, this page 6 story said they only met once at the Polo Lounge in January, putting a whole ocean of time and space between the Parkles and John Travolta. So he views them as having made a big mistake. With their behavior, or with the way they have treated the royal family, with the way they have behaved in LA, in California, very critical of them, very, you can see the woman there in her red dress, and it's all about the glory is all mine in that card, the way the artwork is done in the judgment card. And I think he looks at it and sees it is all about Meghan. It's all about her ego. It's all about her desire for fame and fortune, and to be a big player in Hollywood ain't gonna happen. Well, we'll see how this is going to go. He clapped back so quickly, he shut the stories down so quickly. Tell us about that. I don't even think 24 hours had gone by. Tell us about that. Queen of Wands. He's not giving airtime to the Queen of Wands. There she is in her red dress. Here she is. He does not want to be used by Meghan and her PR. Her pretense that she's socially acceptable in Hollywood. She is not. Everybody is shunning the Parkles. They're all distancing themselves from her and her attempt at her own glorification at the expense of everyone else. John Travolta has worked incredibly hard in his career over many years and through a lot of hardship, personal tragedy, things like that. He's enormously talented. She? What is she? And so, no, I don't want her in my life. I want her out of my life because it's all about her. It's attention seeking. And no, I'm not going to play along with this. I'm going to shut this Queen of Wands down as fast as I possibly can. It's very interesting how quickly it happened to me. Tell us about the has-beens. How did they feel? What were they hoping for, first of all? What were they hoping for from this encounter, from this association with John Travolta? Suddenly to drop the story now. Three of Cups, look, we're friends. It's literally the friendship card. You can Google the Three of Cups and see that that's what it's about. Look, we hang out with John Travolta, the Emperor. And we're all such friends. You see, we're not people that people shun and avoid, and we're not sitting sadly by ourselves. Well, at home if you're Meghan, in a hotel room if you're Harry. Everybody loves us. We just hang out like everyone else does at the Polo Lounge. Are they really going to be doing a documentary on Diana and her celebrity friends? It does sound pretty lame. But is this what they're trying to come up with? Oh, yes. This is our new brilliant idea that we're taking to Netflix. We've heard about their lame ideas from that guy at Spotify who said he'd have to get blind drunk and then tell the story. It was his best story of Harry wanting to talk to Putin and all the rest of it. Similar here with the Ace of Pentacles. Here, Netflix, you gave us all those millions. I don't know, is it $50 million that people claim they've got from Netflix so far? You gave us all those millions. And now here's a brilliant idea. Guess what? We're going to make a documentary about Mummy again. Mummy, as if no one's ever made a documentary about Princess Diana. We're going to make a documentary about Mummy and John Travolta and other important famous people. Outcome. How humiliating was this swift maneuver by John Travolta? Fast feet. Got to have fast feet if you're a dancer. He moved very fast to shut this down. How humiliating was it, coming on the back of all this stuff about the Beckhams and all the various other snubs and calamities. Oh, Five of Wands. Oh, yeah. Oh no, conflict. It's about competition. They thought, and I'm calling this climbing the grease pole, ho ho. They thought that they could rise higher in Hollywood by association, because here's the Emperor, according to this reading, and there's the Queen of Wands who wanted to sit next to the Emperor and say, look, we're friends. Three of Cups. But instead, they found out that this is dog eat dog in Hollywood, and oh no, you're not going to exploit me and the fact that we happen to be in the same room because my agent somehow said I must go along to the spare release party. Not going to happen. Five of Wands is competition, dog eat dog. It's a very aggressive card. It's dirty dealing. The Five of Wands is fighting. It's fighting, jockeying for position, elbowing other people out the way. He was quite happy to do it. He was quite happy, John Travolta, to make it very clear that they were not friends. They only met once months ago. And that's it. It's done. So being put in their place good and proper with that Five of Wands card, and it is embarrassing, it is humiliating, it's a defeat, the Five of Wands in this case. And tell us about this documentary. Are we going to see it? Is it going to happen? Is it going to be on Netflix streaming? It doesn't look like it. King of Cups in reverse. We've got unhappy man. That would be Harry. Doesn't often come across as the King of Cups because, of course, we have so many water sign men in the royal family. Just about all of them are. He's quite unique, in fact, being an earth sign man and this current crop of royals. But he's coming out here as King of Cups in reverse as disappointed, as emotional about this, feeling hurt. these tremendous emotions that he feels, the trauma that he experienced. Of course, we've all heard ad nauseam about the trauma that he experienced when his mother died, and I'm not demeaning his trauma and people who have lost parents young, but to bang on about it and now to try and exploit it for money, Ace of Pentacles, to save this Netflix deal is rather disgusting as far as I am concerned. My opinion, of course. But he's going to be disappointed. He's going to be rejected. It could be quite devastating for him because it's an emotional card, as I say, an unusual card for Harry to get. And it means that his mother at some level has been rejected. People just aren't interested. She died 25 years ago, 20 whatever years ago, not 25. Never mind. Maybe it was about that. 97, wasn't it? A long, long time ago. Let it go. There are no more stories to be told about her. They've all been told. No one's interested. You can keep banging this drum. It's a broken drum. And it's going to be painful for him how this is rejected. That is your reading. But these beautiful cards, aren't they lovely? Glorious colours and so vibrant and interesting. And anyway, that's it for this one. I'm going to hop on to the next one now.